on Street Elite Radio on Street 93.3 with your girl, Miss Bundy.
Yeah, and this your main man, classic in that thing is Street Elite Radio.
Alright, I got a special caller on the phone. I got Miss Jara Everette. She is the author of the book Jump Off. How you doing, Miss Jara?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for giving me this interview with you. I am so excited.
You know what? I'm excited too. I mean, it's been like a few weeks coming for this interview. What's going on? How's life treating you?
Oh, life is treating me good. How's life treating you? I see you got a lot going on. I got your song. I listened to your song. I've been jamming, bobbing my head.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do have a lot going on. It's like it's not enough hours in the day for me anymore.
You know, I feel like that sometimes. That's good. I was reading about you and stuff, and I see you're originally from Mississippi, but you grew up in Chicago.
I grew up in Chicago. That's correct.
Okay, we was just talking about Chicago. How was that like for you?
It was, it started off as kind of a big adjustment, and, and Chicago's the place to be. I mean, we get the cold weather, we get all types of seasons here with the warm weather, but Chicago's cool, Growing up and just made it work well.
What side?
I just traveled a lot, but Chicago, that town is it.
What side? What side did you grow up on? This classic, by the way.
I grew up on the south side, Inglewood.
Oh,
Hey,
Southside
now-
Inglewood.
And that's the area we was actually just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I represent Inglewood, you know me, Jay Hudson, all of us, that's where it's at.
Okay, so I see I read that you were also in a group and you were signed to, was it Columbia?
Yeah.
When did you start getting into that?
Well, I started off with a female group, and of course, being with the label was something that taught me a big thing about the music industry and the whole management. It just taught me a lot. That's how I started traveling with music and getting involved pretty much in the music business. Before that, I was an actress, still is, but I started off acting first before I got into the music business. So I've done a lot of theater, I've done the independent film, and now I'm doing professional acting, so where I'm doing big screen and everything like that. But that's how I got into the music industry, starting off with a female group. And how female groups start, they never tend to last, a lot of them. So you start off great, then you end up like a disaster, and that's what happens.
Okay. Yeah, it happens with a lot of female groups that's out here. A lot of female groups say the same thing. I was also reading about a play that you were on that actually went on a 23-state tour.
That is correct. Wonderful director, his name is Charlie Garrett. He's also in the book, but I started off, that's how I started off as far as touring across the country and doing theater and being with that type. So I have to give a big up to Shelley for allowing me that opportunity to get into some professional theater across the country, going to different cities, going to different states. It was just a fun life, and the experience was overwhelming with this.
That sounds really exciting. It sounds really great.
Thank you.
I would like to get into what made you write, what inspired you to write your book, Jump Off?
Change of life. I had time and I wanted to do something that I thought was worthwhile. That's the person I was into things. I saw how life was, entertainment business, along with corporate, along with everything else. And just seeing that the way things are in the world and the entertainment industry, which is a big part of my life, things that I had to go through, things that other people have to go through, I decided to just write about it. I am an author, so I'm a writer. So therefore, I chose that to write about for this time. Other times, it might be something else. But I just wanted to give the world and people that want to get into the entertainment industry, especially the younger women today, what it is and what to expect.
That's awesome. What's the definition? What's your definition of a jump off?
My definition of a jump off is somebody you just go out and you want to kick it with for that night. That's my definition of a jump off. Also, I have several definitions of a jump off. Another jump off could be where if you decide that you want to see this guy and you have someone at home and situations ain't working out, and you go out and you get your jump off. So that's my definition of a jump off. industry, there's things that you have to do, or people, or men pretty much ask you to do to get a jump start to the next entertainment life that you prefer to be in. It just depends on where you want to go in life, your career. How far do you want to go? Do you want to take yourself into giving in to this guy, or giving in to the industry because this is what they require you to be? There's no such thing as no, because I have been there where I saw females on camera. They were doing anything just to be into a movie because I'm good friends with a director. So I've seen these things. So it's like, wow, but hey, that's just life. I'm just bringing you the life of what the entertainment is.
Wow, and that's real. I wanted to ask you a question. Me being also a hip hop artist, I wanted to know, like, what would you know what I'm saying? What kind of advice would you give the up and coming artist, male artist, that has to go out and he might have talent and he might attain a certain level of success? What kind of advice would you give that artist as far as dealing with jump offs or groupies or anything like that in the industry?
Well, the first thing I would give any artist, a male artist, when you're asking me is, first of all, I'm a spiritual person. And this was a classic.
Classic. C-L-A.
I'm a spiritual person. So first of all, any advice I would give anyone, whether it's male or female, is you have to get in tune with your spirit and pray about your situation. I know that plays rough for a lot of young cats, so to break it down is pray about your situation first. Secondly, know what's out here. Know that the more famous, more popular you are, you're gonna have the girls coming to you. You're gonna have girls or guys. In this day and age, it doesn't even matter. Girls like guys, coming guys. So, I'm just gonna be on the lookout for that. Know what it is. You have to know yourself. Know where you come from. Know who you are. And that's the advice that I would give a young person. I wouldn't warn them. I'm not there to lecture them. I'm not there to really, do any of that. It's just, I'm there to teach you awareness, to show you, empower you of who you are. You can be a strong person. You don't have to give in. Sometimes you can wait it out. It's your choice. That's the advice that I would give a young person, a young man especially. And be on the lookout because workers are out there.
Well, I really do appreciate that. I know that didn't fall on deaf ears. Somebody definitely needs that advice out there today.
Before we go to the next question, y'all, we got Miss Jara Everette on the line, the author of the book Jump Off. If you have any questions or you want to speak with her, call into the station 713-728-2500. I have another question I wanted to ask you, because I read a lot of books. I'm really into a lot of tell-all books, all that kind of stuff. I want to know, have you ever been compared to any of the other jump-offs?
Any of the other jump-offs? Well, I don't know who they are.
Well, let me, as far as like, have you ever been compared to like Corinne Steffens or anyone of that nature?
No, I have not been compared to Corinne Steffens. I do not know Corinne. I've never read one of her books. I don't even read her articles. So I don't know what Corinne is or what she writes about or anything like that. But I have been asked the question, what's the difference? So the difference is I'm Jara and she's Corinne. That's number one. Secondly, I can tell you what Corinne write about. I'm teaching awareness. This is what I write about. I'm an author. I'm a real author, a true author. So what I do is what I do. There will be more books. There will be more theater. There will be more films. There will be more music. I do music. I haven't heard a song from any other jump-off or anyone that has written a book or anything like that. So I'm just giving you the story of my back life. This is not my life now, but this is something that I had to become self-aware of. I didn't have anyone to teach me or to tell me the real truth about entertainment and the lifestyle that goes along with it. I had to learn on my own. So who would not appreciate someone like myself to give you advice or to give you the real deal about life in general, entertainment, these young girls out here, who would not want that? So that's what I do. I bring that. I'm giving you something that hasn't been gotten or hasn't been told to many, many people.
So it's not just exposure and slander. You're actually giving some people some food for thought in the book.
Okay, exactly. It's definitely food for thought. I'm not, like I said, I'm not lecturing to you at all. I'm not lecturing to anyone. But what I do want them to understand is know what you're getting into before you get involved in it.
And that's what a lot of girls out here these days need.
They do. I needed it. Like I said, I had no one to tell me or to show me.
Well, that's cool. We really do appreciate that and what you offering.
And I also who has who's had the most influence in your life?
I would say the most influence in my life was Tupac. And I had some real deep conversations with him. And we just talked about life in general. He did not tell me the things okay, what you need to do, but he just told me the truth as far as man, female, and things to look out for in the music industry as far as talent-wise and how to be strong and be yourself and never let anyone tell you that you can't do anything in life because you can do or become whatever you want to become. So he was really the first guy who really sat down and really told me those positive things.
Wow, that's real, man. How was it even just knowing Tupac? Like, that's the greatest, you know what I'm saying? To be in front of that guy.
I'll never forget. Tupac is a legend, and I'll never forget, you know, we used to sit on the couch and watch TV. Like, you know, like you said, we was, you and I, Miss Bundy, just watching TV and just talking great, you know, about the industry, or just talking in general about life, period, history.
That's what's up.
That's awesome. Do you see any change? What do you think has changed in the industry now? What's different now than it was then?
Well, what's different now? You know, the industry is a circle. So everything is a circle. Life is a circle. It just evolves itself. There really isn't much difference. There's different as far as music-wise, but I mean, there's much more success than what we had years ago, especially for African Americans. So it's not really that much of a difference. I just say that life in itself is just a revolving circle and it's a revolving element. So it's not really much difference in what it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. The only difference is now you have people like myself who really talk about this. This is a subject, and this is a title, and this is a thing that people do not want to talk about. But it happens. It even happens in the household. It happens in the neighborhood. It happens in the street. It happens in the corporate offices. It happens in entertainment. And also, it happens in the political areas of life.
Right.
So that's the difference. I'm making a difference, and I'm talking about it.
Well, we appreciate your words, man, and keep it going. We're going to look forward to more books that you got going on.
Thank you.
I would what is your advice for anyone? It's a whole lot of listeners right now. For anyone that might be going down the same road you went down, what advice do you have for those young women?
You have to think about everyone's in the end. And if not, then retract yourself, rethink, pray about it, like I said, get in tune with your spirit, because we each have a spirit inside of us. So get in tune with that. And just know where you want to go in life. Now, if you're just a person who don't care, you're going to do whatever or anything to get to the top, then so be it. That's fine. And if you're a person who don't care about maybe later on or this or that, then you might want to retract yourself and rethink certain things. And do you want to take this step so quick, or can you wait it out? That's the advice that I would give you. Just think about it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my stuff. Y'all ladies heard that. If you tuning in, stay prayed up.
And I wanted to ask you a question. Like, how is the music going? What steps did you take to get to like start gearing yourself towards going into music, and how is it going so far?
As far as my career now with music, or you mean
Now,
music in
yeah,
general?
now.
Period?
And it just,
Okay.
I mean, you can go from broad and then bring it present. You know what I'm saying? So people get abreast of who you are, or like how you came up then and what you're doing now. I just want to know the overall and like leading up to what you got going on now.
Okay, let me tell you, like you already know about the group that I started with, and not only that, then years later, like I was always doing acting to music to rapping to